Untold Stories is a very nice place for young Nigerians to meet their leaders, both past and present, who are helping to shape our lives and our future. And a lot of people want to know about you because you came as a trailblazer during the APC primaries for president. So you were born 2 days before Christmas, right?
Yes.
In 1975?
Yes.
Right? And you were Christian. And as you said, you're a barrister, you're a lawyer.
Yes.
I heard that your husband is a lawyer as well.
Yes.
Did you guys meet in law school?
Yes, we met at school. We married while we were still at school.
Nigerian law school?
Yes.
Oh, so you guys met at Nigerian law school?
Yes, and we married there too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And you started building a family?
We started building a family. All my children are studying law. One just passed out yesterday. And not just passed out, he was called to bar yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
So the other two will soon be going to law school. Then the last one has just, is still in lower year in law faculty.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
So we're turning to be a law family.
I feel like lawyers always do that. I'm a lawyer as well.
Oh, that's
My
nice.
dad is a lawyer. My brother is a lawyer. I think lawyers have to...
No, I think because the course is a very prestigious one. It gives you a lot of... we are learned. So it's good to be learned.
Yeah.
If you're just educated, it's an issue. You won't know the law in certain things. So that's why.
So is that part of what took you into politics?
No, what took me into politics is the way and manner the poor people are suffering. That was actually the main reason I got into politics. I even stepped down for Adesuwa after I found out that he has a passion. He equally feels for Nigerians. He feels there are so many things he could do to make things better for people, to make people understand that this is a land full of milk and honey, and they have every right to enjoy that milk and honey. It's not meant for just a particular set of people. Yeah. It's meant for Nigeria as a whole.
Yes. I remember during your confirmation hearing, you were asked about the lack of representation of women in politics. I think it's about 3.6% that we have in our legislature at this point in time. It's even lower than it was before. And you had said that you don't feel like there's much you need to do that. I think you said that on our Rise as well, that there's not much you need to do that because of who our president is and because of his intentions. But I also wanted to ask, following that do you think in your ministry that there will be programs that are geared towards, especially the girl child and younger women, in terms of political inclusion and political representation?
You've spoken about two things now.
Yes.
You spoke about what I said, that I don't have much to say about it. It was in the aspect I was coming from is that the president already is a he for she.
During the president's campaign, he had mentioned that he was going to include his cabinet would be made up of 35% women. Currently, he has only 19%. That is almost half of what he had, a little over half of what he had promised. What would you do to champion more women in governance, to support the president, to actualize in his campaign promises? And what policies would you put in place to ensure that not only do women get a seat at the table, but there's a space for them consistently? Just to touch on how you hope to get more women in government.
My dear sister, when it comes to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, believe me, I don't need to do anything. So he knows what to do. And I am sure he will do that. Check out the SSAs and SAs that just came out recently. It's almost 70 to 30. 70 women and 30 men.
No, it's mostly men.
No, don't say that.
It is.
Many of them came here to see me. I know a lot of them are Biodu, the SSA to my office, the SSA to humanitarian affairs. All of them are women. So where are the men? At least they came here to visit me and they filled up my conference room.
It's still mostly men.
No, but there's no way you can expect it to be the same. It's gradual. It's gradual. Moreover, you people should come out. Who is keeping you? My SSA to Women Affairs, she's 25. And she's been appointed. Are we going to kill the government? They're trying their best. I'm not saying their best is still good enough, but it's a gradual thing. But this is not even the point here right now. If we start talking about inclusion only and the women only, what about the ones that are suffering? What about the ones that are just asking for small food on their table to eat, small opportunity to make money?
Yes.
Don't you think that is the first thing to be addressed? If we're talking about just politics, you're still talking about a few pockets of women that are already made. But those that are made and those that are on the lower cadre, can you compare the difference?
Well, I wasn't talking about women who are made or having, big positions in office. I was just talking about political inclusion of women. Because, for example, like you said, there are a lot of women that are suffering. Only about 10% of Nigerian women own assets, own a landed asset, right? Own their own homes. And this is also something that you spoke about. You said that, I believe you said that there are a lot of corrupt civil servants that, can prevent some women from inheriting property, for example. But
No. It's just, I'm being misquoted.
Join the race just for those voiceless people that suffer from the hands of the police, suffer from, even in land offices, some people will save up the little money they have to buy a land. By the time they are retiring, some directors will gather together, collect that land from that person. The person either dies of high blood pressure or stuff like that. And being a lawyer, I felt if I could have opportunity with a government backing, that I will be able to work on all these things with some of my colleagues like the FIDA, the NUJ, and the other organizations.
I said altogether, the suffering of women, that is included. Where some of them, their husbands will own a land. When he dies, the lands will be taken away by customized kind of excuses. And sometimes the people in land offices could equally tamper with their property. But it's not just on women, it's generalized. The wickedness, the selfishness, the greed of human beings. That is the point I was trying to make. So I generalize this on these three things: wickedness, selfishness, and greed. It must be me or no other person. That is one of the reasons a lot of human beings are being maltreated. So I was trying to use some things to give an example to the things that we need to address. Then when it comes to issue of political distance, what you just said is only 10% of women that own land.
Yes.
Remember, it's only those still 10% of women that can afford to be in politics, that are even more exposed than others to be in politics. So sometimes, if you look around, how many women are coming out? Out of 29 aspirants in APC, presidential aspirants, I was the only woman. Think about it.
Can I ask actually about
Yes.
that? Because the nomination form cost 100 million.
Yes.
Did you pay for that yourself?
No, I paid 30%. I paid 30%.
So you paid 30 million?
Just to encourage women. They did that to encourage women.
Okay.
So if we don't address the reason women are not coming out, we can't solve the problem by just making noise and telling them, include women in this. We have to first address the poverty level of women and to get them to start doing something, to empower them. We have to address the point that a lot of donors bring in money in the name to help women. And they write it off amongst themselves and few Nigerians in advocacy, in training. They have trained thousands of women. They didn't empower them to start the training. At the end of the day, we are not seeing impact. These are some of the things we will start with and quickly push it up, which if we are sincere to ourselves, we can achieve these things within a year by just taking the right decision and getting organized. And making it clear to the donors, this is how we want it. You don't do it, don't use our name and get the money. You can't use our name and get the money and our people are still suffering. And this is part of what I mean by being selfless. We have to be selfless, reduce the greed, and be kind to one another. These three things will help us to be able to achieve some of these things that will make life better for Nigerians. And when they get better financially, they get a voice. And that will encourage them to join politics.
Let's talk about that, especially about financial inclusion of women. So as you said, for example, you were able to get the discount on 30 million for your nomination form.
Just because I'm a woman.
Because you're a woman. I remember on the Senate floor, you were asked by one of the senators about your income tax. Because between, I believe, 2017, 2018, 2019, the largest amount you declared as personal income was 1 million naira. And then 3 years later, you were able to buy a form that's 30 million naira. So the assumption is that your personal income was larger than what you declared on the forms.
No. Number one, with the charity I've been doing, building health centers with personal funds, donating it to interior villages. I didn't donate to my village because my village is a town. They have a lot of hospitals. I donate it in places where my health center might be the only block house in the vicinity. I donated there. That is my money. I'm not supposed to pay any tax at all. You should have made your investigations right. You should have known that people that are doing these kind of things, they waive taxes for them.
Yes, you get tax exemptions.
Yes, I'm not supposed to pay. So for me to even pay at all, you can't come here and start asking me, is that my income? Why didn't you talk about the kind of money I'm investing in those places? Are they not still part of my income?
Well, no, I asked charity work is, it helps you get tax breaks, right? And
not only that, I sold the
income
land to be able to buy a farm. I sold the land. But the point I am making is that you should have taken more time to look into the investments I've made for Nigerians. Before you start asking me, is that my income? You didn't put everything together.
I did spend a lot of time actually looking at your humanitarian work, your charity work.
I've donated I've donated a lot of acquisition centers. And when I donate machines that will be given to those people. I give them cash. I've donated things that will get them be doing something inside the market and be earning money. I have donated a dialysis machine. My brother died of kidney failure. There was no dialysis machine in Enugu State. He was going to Onisha, Boromi Hospital to be dialyzed. When he passed, I donated dialysis machine. And I had to put it in a foundation owned by a church, Catholic church, so that I'll be sure the poor people can access it, because they're already doing that. So why are you not talking about it? You are supposed to be grateful to me that I even paid any tax at all. If you had carried out your homework well.
I did, because I remember you actually said very similar.
That question, if I wasn't smart enough, I would have jumped into something that would give a wrong impression to Nigerians.
No, it's a very similar answer to the one that you gave on the Senate floor, because you said that we should be happy. So why need to ask that question differently by including the expenses I've been making? Because I was just wondering, 30 million naira is a substantial amount of money.
But you can't say that I'm not a wealthy woman.
I know, I believe you.
If I was not a wealthy woman, I wouldn't have had money to donate and equip health centers. I've done more than 6 or 7.
So let's talk about your wealth, because you are a real estate investor in Abuja. Good. You're a big landowner in Abuja. But
I'm ready for any question if you understand my point.
Yes. So let's talk about it, because I feel like you're known in real estate in Abuja.
Yes, please.
Yes, and you have properties from Katampe to Jai that you have sold. in my research, I found that one of your neighbors claimed that they had an issue, that you guys had a little bit of an issue in Katape around like Queen Lillian. That's why I was actually asking you about, corrupt civil servants, or, if people have...
The issue had nothing to do with corrupt civil servants. The issue is that the man, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. He entered my land and he was supposed to leave. But now I'm no more part of that company. I've been given appointments. My family are the ones handling that business now. So I'm totally out of it. And I don't think I should talk about it as a minister.
Okay, let's go back. Because I'm a feminist. I want to know if my Minister of Women Affairs is a feminist.
Definitely, yes.
You're definitely a feminist.
I wouldn't be fighting if I wasn't a feminist.
Oh, fantastic.
I went to fight for the Maitama Hospital problem. I went there physically. I stormed into the panel they said. What do you have to say about this?
In these circumstances, with due respect, the video trending was false.
How?
Yes. This lady, when she was brought in as a BID. We call it BID, brought in dead. My nurse promptly saw and called in the doctor.
What did they use to show she was dead? How did they know that?
She checked the radar pulse.
She did that? I didn't see the video doing that.
Okay.
I saw this girl in this hospital. None of you attended to her. Do you have the video that showed your staff checking the pulse? Yes. Can you show us?
You're talking about the one trending on social
media?
Yes. Oh no, there's a CCTV camera that picked all what... There's footages.
Okay, in the footages, what happened?
She checked the pulse, checked the radial pulse, and came in to call the doctor on duty. Even before she went out, another doctor that was passing even branched and saw with bare hands. She saw.
Madam, is it enough to just check the pulse? Don't you people have oxygen? Don't you have those things they used to pump the heart to see if it could come back, knowing that it was an emergency thing that happened?
We check the pulse first. If you don't feel the pulse, you go to carotid. If there's no carotid pulse, the pupils are fixed and dilated. Nothing will bring that thing back. Pupils are fixed and dilated.
How do we see this video you're talking about?
It's with
the MD.
Panel.
The panel.
With the MD.
Yes.
And where is the panel now?
It's at
Area
Health
11.
Secretariat.
Where?
Health
The
Secretariat.
Health Secretariat.
Health?
Secretariat.
That's where they're having the meeting right
Panel,
now?
yes.
The panel?
Yes. So it has.
Let's go there. Let's go and join them.
Thank you for coming. But this panel was constituted by the mandate secretary. Who? By the FCC mandate secretary.
The mandate secretary, that is for FCT.
On health.
And on health, let this panel without my name being there, without my ministry, call that person. Because, no, excuse me, madam. They set. They can't set the panel. You can't commit crime and you become the same person who set the panel that will investigate you. Yes. We stormed it with my directors that we must be included. And they included us. Somebody is representing us in that panel so that justice will be done. I believe in justice. I believe in, I am totally out, because if women are over 60% of Nigerian population and the children inclusive in my ministry, what are we talking about? That means I'm in charge to protect and take care of more than 70% of Nigerians. Yeah. So, and I have the energy.
I remember your RS interview, you said that you like to handle things yourself.
Yes.
And
until my people understand my style,
yes,
then I can make it.
One of those things that you handle yourself is what they asked you about, which is the case in University of Calabar.
Yes.
And I honestly needed to ask you about this.
Please go ahead.
You said, I personally would put you in jail. Your life is at stake. I
didn't say your life is at stake.
I'm going to jail. Trust me. I personally will put you in jail. I want you to be very careful because your future is at stake.
You don't pick what you want to ask. If you want to make a statement, if you don't make that statement correctly, you give a wrong impression of the statement.
Okay.
I said, I don't want a criminal to go free. And I don't equally want an innocent man to be maltreated. There are two ways to every case. It's either this or that. So if you want justice, you have to balance it. There must be thorough investigation so that an innocent man will not be punished, or a criminal, a man that is a criminal, should not go free. That was the exact question. I could not have said this if I said what you said the way you said it. What it meant was I was taking side, and I was not taking side. All I'm looking at is for justice to be done. And as I speak to you, the whole president of Nigerian universities and polytechnics, they came to me, we've written a thorough letter requesting the DSS to get involved in the investigation. It's not over yet.
Yes.
We have to get to the end of the matter. So misquoting me or misunderstanding me, I couldn't have said that when what I'm out is for justice to be.
Go to jail. Trust me. I personally will change jail. I want you to be very careful because your future is at stake.
And nobody, if you are guilty, you should pay the price. But if you are innocent, like the woman at Lagos, who was innocent, and they almost lynched her, is that issue of being sentimental in issues.
But I want to ask, like, if I, as a student, defame my professor, slander or libel, it's not punishable by jail.
No, not at all.
It's taught, yes.
No, if you lie, listen, if you had said something and it is recorded, and you're not warned that you have said this, it is recorded, and you go to change it, it is punishable. You can go to jail for it.
Under what?
Under what?
Yeah.
If you, under tarnishment of image, if you also the other way around, then if it is
It's
the
a
other,
criminal offense in Nigeria?
I don't understand.
I thought it was a civil offense. Like, I thought you can't go to jail for tarnishing someone's image or defaming them because it's a civil offense. It's not punishable by
No, not when it concerns a crime that could lead that person to destruction. Not when it's that. You can't come up and let me give an example. That woman, if that woman had been lynched based on false accusation from the other woman,
Yes.
what do you think would have happened to the other woman? Explain that to me.
Well, that would be a crime, right?
That is,
But that is because false accusation leading to death, right? And so
That's the point.
legally, the chain of events is not broken from the accusation to the death. But if you defame someone and they get fired, they can sue you for money.
it's not about being fired. In the United States, so many people have committed suicide just because of defamation. So,
But I
don't know where this case will lead to.
Yes.
I don't know where it might lead to. It might lead to the man ending up in jail for a crime he committed. The important thing is that the right people are carrying out investigation. It could either lead to something else happening. I don't know. So that is why anybody in this particular delicate case should be careful not to be indicted in anything. That is the point. Don't get indicted because nobody knows the toll this case will get. Because it's not a small case.
No, and it shouldn't be.
Why should it be?
It should not be a small
This
case.
must be a case we use as a typical example.
Yes.
For others to be careful, knowing that no more business as usual. That's all I'm after. The Maitama case is going to court. I'm personally I'm using my office to sue those in duty that day.
That is true. I assume that there was so much on this case that you are privy to.
Yes.
You have knowledge that we
Definitely.
as general.
And it is my duty
Yes.
to warn my children in case of either anybody is involving them in a way that will lead them into trouble. To stand on the truth. What is wrong in saying that?
I mean, just listening to it, you know, and I think because you're in a position of power,
Yes.
if I was a student, I would have been extremely afraid.
But I want you to be very careful because this thing is going to brew fire. It's going to brew fire.
How can you be afraid?
And if she records you and I bring my own, you got contradicted, and this man has gone to court, My ministry will join them and make sure you go to jail so that you'll be an example to others. So save your future by standing on the truth at all times. So that if do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
I did not show you I was in power when you said the things you said before.
Keep away from things that will. I am a minister, I'm above my position. You know that.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't go and do anything that will put you into a very big trouble. Those things. And if it is a lie and you find that person will definitely go to jail for false accusation. It's a genuine offense.
All right, ma'am. I understand, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, my darling. Okay, my darling.
Now you have finished saying it was recorded. And I'm warning you to stand on whatever you have said.
But, you know, if
so how does it bring, my dear, please, before, when time comes, and all the discussions will be listened to, then you will know that you're jumping into questions without knowing the facts.
Okay.
So you're better off not to ask the questions because you don't have the facts.
Okay.
And I can't say the facts here because I have to protect my children. I'm sorry.
That's right. You did say your mama has come.
Definitely.
So our mama has come all the way to the ministry.
Definitely.
Let's talk about like kind of probably what you're going to do. Do you think you're going to work with, for example, Senator Uju Kennedy, who is in the Senate? She's chairing Women Affairs. How do you feel about the gender equity bill? You know, it was in the 8th Senate, it was in the 9th Senate. Do you think it's something you put your weight behind?
Definitely. And the UT is very, that is, I'm glad the kind of women that are in the Senate and the House of Rep under the Women Affairs. I'm very glad, and we're all working together. I'm even bringing other women, the ones in charge of community. I've had meetings with them.
Yeah.
If we want to change the narratives, all hands must be on deck. And let us focus more on how to change the narratives than when you hear rumor or you hear something. We all know that in social media, when a discussion is made, they pick, just like you misquoted me, you said, I said this, you didn't complete the question. You didn't complete what I said to make a meaning.
You just picked 10-minute long.
You just picked what will give you score in your interview. But I'm smarter than that.
No, that was giving me score. That is what stood out to me because when I heard it, I literally played it over and over because I've been in that position.
No, but
I've been a vulnerable student.
No, if you listened to what you said, you listened.
Yeah.
There are so many other things you didn't mention, and you mentioned what you mentioned wrongly because that wasn't how I said it.
I can't cross.
No, you can't say you wrote it down. I have it. I can play it for you to listen to.
I'll play it for the audience.
I have.
Yeah.
Are you understand me?
Yeah.
No, you can't play it for the audience. You shouldn't do that.
Okay.
You shouldn't do that.
Okay.
So I don't know your mission here, but whatever mission you have, no, excuse me, please. I want you that you misquoted me here twice.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay.
You don't misquote me. Because if I bring out the real, we can have issues legally.
Yes.
Because so I urge you,
Yes.
don't misquote me.
Yes.
If you want to hear more, if need be, but you're not the investigator, I don't owe you to give you anything to listen to.
Yeah.
No, understand me. I don't owe you that. But if you misquote me, when there is a full video, I'm saying it to the audience now. The video you are talking about, there is a lot more that was said. And what you said was not what I said. And if I play the video, when time comes, the truth will be open. I can't do that because I have to protect my children. And I can't keep talking about this when DSS, ICPC are already on it. So I don't know what your interest is. And these issues I have addressed these issues over and over again. Yeah. Still, you came out today, long after I have addressed it, to misquote me. So if you are one of those that carry out these kind of things, I plead with you, focus more on what will help Nigeria.
Yes.
Not what will sell your television.
I don't sell this. I don't make money from this. Okay. I'm a historian, primarily.
All right.
That's why I do it.
So, the time I've given you is almost 10 minutes. 15 minutes off.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God
Have
bless
a
you.
lovely day.